What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 6 match of the NCL, or the Nimbasa City League. This week we are taking on my good friend Magic Blades and his New York Meloettas, actually. He's rebranded since the last time that we played him. He has a team consisting of Mega Gardevoir, Kartana, Mandibuzz, Tentacruel, Zygarde 10%, Meloetta, Crustle, Alolan Marowak, Tornadus Therian, Mamoswine, and Audino. A few notes about his team. He drafts Meloetta literally every single time. It's his favorite Pokemon, and there's no way to prep around it, honestly. I've known Magic for, good lord, it's been almost 7 months, 8 months now, and he comes up with different Meloetta sets all the time. So honestly, the way to play around it is to hit it hard on a switch-in and come up with a strategy off the top of your head in the game. I was not expecting Mega Gardevoir, Mamoswine, or Audino, and we see all three over there. I was expecting Mandibuzz, which was a huge pain in the ass. Same with the Alolan Marowak. Neither of them are there, so I'm looking pretty good there. No Kartana, which is good for my Celesteela because we're Spadef version, Spadef Celesteela. Honestly, Mega Gardevoir gets absolutely hard-walled by this thing. Thunderbolt is not doing any kinds of damage to me. Mandibuzz was a big problem, but I ran Toxic on a few things, like Celesteela, to deal with it. I think I have Toxic on something else. I can't remember now. Tentacruel is interesting. He's brought a Magic Coat Tentacruel the last few weeks to deal with webs, and my team has webs, so I'm anticipating him to have that so that we'd be on the same speed. Mamoswine's interesting. It kind of has a good matchup, kind of doesn't. Like, if he's Freeze Dry, maybe he can deal with the Azu, but at the same time, a Banded Aqua Jet is destroying that thing, and we're not actually banded. So I'll just run through my team really quickly here. We have a Spadef Celesteela, 2 attacks Spadef Celesteela. We have just a standard physically defensive Donphan, standard Scarf Darmanitan. We're bringing dual screens Uxie. Shout out to TJ, because this is like almost identical to the Uxie set that he normally brings. It's not, but it's almost identical. We're bringing Z Belly Drum Azu, and we are bringing Bulk Up 3 attacks Girder. So, getting right into things, I think my best lead is Celesteela, because generally his only thing that can match up well against it is Zygarde 10, and if he wants to switch that in on my Celesteela, then he's going to have to take a Heavy Slam, which is going to do a lot of damage. It's quite a bit. I think it's like between 50 to 60% depending on his bulk investment. Zygarde 10 is a very frail Pokemon, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to lead Celesteela here, Apollo 13, as he's going to lead Mamoswine. This turn, I felt it was safe for me to click Leech Seed if he was going to click Stealth Rocks. My team is not that weak to Stealth Rocks. All it really does is break sturdy on Donphan and makes it so that Darmanitan can't switch in all the time. Darmanitan doesn't have the best matchup against his team because Kartana's not there anyways. Darmanitan could tank Kartana's hits for days, and it could just fire off a Flare Blitz. That was kind of the main point. It was also going to be there for the Crustle because I could just Earthquake it. But yeah, so I'm going to click Leech Seed here. Oh my god, fucking Showdown. Can we not? Thank you. No, hang on, it's still lagging. I love this. I absolutely love this program right now. For some reason, on Chrome, the GIFs just, like, lagged to high hell. Okay, there we go. I clicked Leech Seed and he went into Tentacruel. You'll notice that now that the turn's... Okay, seriously? Now that the turn's done... I can't even highlight and it won't lag. That's so... The turn's done. He's not Liquid Ooze. I'm imagining he's Clear Body for the webs. Very specific prep to have Liquid Ooze on this thing, honestly, because Celesteela is like the only thing that has regenerating capabilities from a move like that, like Giga Drain and Leech Seed. So I don't blame him whatsoever for not bringing Liquid Ooze. I thought that it was a good bring against my Celesteela, but I don't know. Celesteela is a really hard mon to prep for, just like Meloetta. Maybe a little bit harder than Meloetta to prep for, just because there's at least 4 viable sets, and Celesteela gets ridiculous coverage. He's going to stay in here, as I'm going to click something. Am I not? No. I'm going to go into my Uxie. That's what I'm going to do, because Uxie takes any hit as he goes for the Scald. You see that does negligible damage. We're a mixed defensive Uxie, and we get almost all that HP back from the Scald, with the Leech Seed. He goes for Magic Coat as I set up Light Screen. I'm imagining he thought that I was going to set up Stealth Rocks there. And now this turn I'm going to set up my Reflect, as he's actually going to go for Magic Coat again, which was just an unfortunate misplay or misclick on his part. Now I can U-turn out. Sorry, I actually knocked off because I wanted to get rid of its recovery. Now I can U-turn out as he knocks off my Light Clay with his Mamoswine. I still have a lot of turns with this, and I can go right into my Azu. I can safely click Z Belly Drum and win the game from this point. Tentacruel is low enough that I can straight up win the game. Meloetta will die to a +6 Aqua Jet, Mega Gardevoir will die to a +6 Aqua Jet, Mamoswine will die to a +6 Aqua Jet, Zygarde 10% will die to a +6 Aqua Jet, Audino won't, but it is a speed tie unless he's running Bulk, and Tentacruel will live at 69%, but I have the knockoff for that thing. So, it might live the +6 Aqua Jet. It depends if he's physically defensive or not. So, as Showdown loves to lag on me, I'm going to click Belly Drum this turn. I'm not going to go for Z-Belly because I know that I tank this Earthquake really, really well because we're max HP behind a Reflect. Okay, thanks. Well, I clicked Belly Drum as he clicked Earthquake. It did 24%. Fucking Showdown. Then I clicked +6 Aqua Jet and I killed his Mamoswine. There you go. Now he's going to go into his Audino. I'm going to click Knock Off this turn as he protects to stall a turn of screens. Really good play on his part. I'm going to Knock Off this turn. He's actually shows to be faster, or he won the speed tie and clicks Yawn. I'm just going to get rid of him, to be honest. The Rocky Helmet there is kind of sucky because I'm pretty low now. The light screen wearing off is not the worst thing in the world. In comes Tentacruel. I figure, okay, Ozzy's broken down enough of his team at this point. He's scared shitless, so I'm going to click Aqua Jet anyways. And if he's specially defensive, it'll kill. So I go for it, and Ozzy's mid... Why? What changed, Showdown? It doesn't matter. It killed it. It killed it. We got the kill with the Aqua Jet. 69%. I was actually surprised that it killed, to be honest with you. But now we're sleeping Ozzy. I don't really care. Mega Gardevoir is going to come in here. I clicked Aqua Jet in case I woke up, but you don't. And there's the Icy Wind. He might have been predicting me to switch into literally anything else. But in my mind, Azumarill was not valuable anymore because I was Z Belly Drum. There's nothing that I see there that I can set up on. Something like an Audino is something that I could have set up another Z Belly Drum on. So I kind of went for game, and it didn't falter necessarily because Ozzy killed 3 things and broke his team down like tremendously. He doesn't really have a wall. He only has offensive presences from what I see left. So now I'm going to just sack it to the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is really cool tech. I think that was there for my Hydreigon and my Rotom-Mow. I think. To be fair... No, I don't know why it was there. Maybe for Mega Beedrill. If you could catch Mega Beedrill switching in like a Hyper Voice or something. That kind of makes more sense to me. Because otherwise Hyper Voice decimates everything bar Celesteela. So I'm going into Celesteela now because it tanks a Hyper Voice like a champ. As he's going to switch into Meloetta, I think. As it lags to high hell once again. Very proud of how Showdown is doing this. Okay, yeah. So I heavy slammed the Meloetta. He came in, charge beam me to get the special attack raise. I believe it's 100% of the time that he'll get that on Meloetta because of Serene Grace. I got the Toxic off to put him in range of another heavy slam. But now I have an electric switch in my Donphan. So I'm going to go in my Donphan this turn. As he Thunderbolts me. That would not have killed, by the way, because I was max Spit F, so even a +1 Meloetta could not have killed me, and we know that he's not Specs, and we also know that he's not Life Orb, so there's no way in hell that was killing me. I can go for Earthquake here, as he's actually going to show the Energy Ball, which takes me to Sturdy. Doesn't really matter, his Meloetta is going to die here. I'm going to keep my Donphan because it's got Ice Shard for the Zygarde 10, as he brings in Gardevoir. Darmanitan's a good switch into this, as he actually Icy Winds. That was a good play to catch me on the switch. My team's not very fast. The team that I brought is not very fast, so it was good to catch the... If he was predicting the Darmanitan, then that was absolutely his best play. Otherwise, I think Hyper Voice was actually probably the play. We'll see here. I'm just going to go for the Flare Blitz this turn, and this Zygarde does not take this, dude. This Zygarde does not take that well at all. That's a resisted hit, and it just hits 70%. Like I said, this thing is absolute paper. I really wasn't sure what to think there. I'd still been calcing behind a Reflect, so I wasn't sure what that was. I'm absolutely dying to 1,000 arrows here, so I'm going to go into something else to take this 1,000 arrows. Girder. Girder tanks us like a champ, and we can see what kind of set he is. Based on that damage, he's 100% banded. We tanked 1,000 arrows for days if he was Dragon Dance and couldn't boost on me. Now, I don't know what he's expecting from me here. I'm just going to click Drain Punch because it does the most damage to the Zygarde. I actually should have clicked Knockoff because it was my best play against the Gardevoir switching in. So I'm going to click Drain Punch. It actually does respectable damage to this Gardevoir, I'm not going to lie. I credit, so that makes a lot of sense. Girder not putting in the work that I needed it to, but it's fine because Azu broke his entire team. So now I'm going to go into my Yuxi, tank this hit. He still hasn't shown Hyper Voice yet, but he gets a crit Psyshock. The crit doesn't really matter. I'm mixed bulk, so I have the same defense and SpDef, and it literally didn't matter. But now I'm going to put up a light screen to absolutely hard wall the Gardevoir before I die, as it lags as he Hyper Voices. I'm going to click Reflect this turn in case he didn't kill me, but he did. Now I go Celesteela and I just win the game. 2 Heavy Slams wins the game from this point. You can see just how little damage that was doing. Granted, we were behind light screen, but I was fully SpDef Celesteela. So we're going to pick up the win 4-0 against Magic in the New York Meloettas. Pretty solid game on my part. I know Magic said he didn't have a ton of time to prep. Not sure how much it mattered because Setup Azu absolutely bodied his team regardless of what he brought. Plus X Aqua Jet was still killing Kartana, so I'd prepped well with the Azu because Tentacruel was the only thing stopping my Azu from sweeping his entire team. He has a very Azumarill weak team, so that's kind of what I thought with their Celesteela managing to pick up 2 kills. I'm really happy with Celesteela. I haven't played super well around Celesteela this entire season. I've felt that I've forced into more of a defensive role lately, and so picking that was good. Girder, this was the first week that it was on our roster. I think it did well enough. I think it was actually a threat in Team Preview, and thanks to Jed and Austin again for mentioning that Girder kind of did a lot to his team. I thought initially that it wouldn't because of Mega Gardevoir and Tentacruel, but it actually did quite a bit to the rest of his roster. So really happy to pick up this win. Azumarill finally putting in work for me too, so I'm happy about that too. Next week we will take on Corona and the Seattle Staraptors and his Mono Dragon team, so keep an eye out for that, and I will catch you guys next time.